All of us.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation. During the class trial, if you vote correctly, then I'll punish every... I'm sure you got... Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
I don't really want curry that's rabid, you know?
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'm definitely not Akane!
Hey, why don't we weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want...
I discovered Nekomaru's body. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Okay, so Sonia is saying that she was with us for the body announcement.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Hajime was
Still just...
with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three...
Imbecile! I am not so...
Of course you're not.
With legs like those, I could probably do the split.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower.
And then, the three of us...
The body discovery announcement was made soon after.
We heard the body discovery announcement too. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate.
Forget these boring intros. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes.
Are you forgetting the last 3 murders? I mean, strangled, stabbed, and bludgeoned.
Yeah, but dismembered is a bit of a step beyond that.
One of you better hurry up and confess!
You're the cruelest one!
Now. Enough with the lovers' quarrel. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
Irrelevant things? You're the one bringing up the lover squirrel.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Dude, that's rude.
Well, the weapon is obvious, right?
Huh?
What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
I mean, the hammer. The brand new, not dented or bloody hammer.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
No, that's wrong! No, I can't accept that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Why?
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
Also, wait, where? Where are they?
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangster? Me?
Just so y'all know, I was trying to test. I thought, maybe you guys missed...
It seems that was...
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the...
Then, how about if it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon.
The body itself.
I see! The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Well, Kane tried to move it.
Yeah, that pillar was... But there's one dude who could...
Huh?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body!
So, he lifted the pillar.
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar...
Well, I...
What the heck?
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other way.
There may be a...
Huh?
Yes.
I see. All right. It's up to you, Sonia.
Understood. Then Sonia, here I go!
Good night button.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Okay.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted,
Pillar fragments.
beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
No, that's wrong!
Seems the most obvious, but can't be.
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see.
If they didn't tip it over, then
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar?
there's no way I can let it go.
Why are you so certain?
I just...
A feeling, huh?
But we can't say for sure that There's another way to use that pillar to kill...
Then I shall ask you.
You guys... You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers. So you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill!
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Poison?
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion, I am he who cuts the... It's only fitting that I...
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Yeah, see, Sonia seems to be having a thing about Gundam lately.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hod.
If we make it out of this,
Anyway, we must... Then I think it must have something to do with... Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, but in actuality, they are both the same... It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Secret.
Man, not only does that make perfect...
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
Why is Sonia so weird?
Because she's Sonia.
In truth, Strawberry...
It's actually the same movement.
are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
Okay, okay. What's Fujiko's account? No, that doesn't help anything.
Are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Feels like it's
that
has
really
to be
it?
this strange feeling, but the
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
shoot. Are we supposed to argue that the
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both... I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
I think it's a strange feeling on what Sonya
Damn it!
says.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and are actually the exact same place.
No,
Okay,
that's wrong!
It was my first thought.
both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like, if it is, then see? That means it could...
If so, then what? Do you seriously...
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've...
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the...
Bow down!
Bow down.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
No.
Well, we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if...
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving,
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved.
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Famously not the quote.
I mean, that is the quote, but yeah, that is not what should be taken away from it.
Yeah. The hammer tipped over pillar, oil on the floor, right?
Sure.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing. There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
I can't break that last one.
Well, you're not clicking fast enough.
I am. It just stops doing the thing, period.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing. There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Oh, you have a limited number of cuts.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time.
Well then.
That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Allow me to cut
And
through
the
those
oil?
words. Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Huh?
When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired-up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
Well, they are.
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Well, that
Yeah,
could...
the E-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building, or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint!
But then it wouldn't mean anything. It's also important for me because it will help me.
But how do we know your hint is any good?
I have a good reason. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
Or so he thinks.
I see!
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window,
Strange scene.
instead of explaining it, at an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep. See? Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room.
Okay, so that would be the Strawberry Tower, but also we're definitely not on the first floor, unless we're British.
But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right? Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
Crap!
I mean, the suspicious thing would be...
Here!
Here! Okay, so yeah, click on the nothing.
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was,
It also means it's supposedly not the building moving.
Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from... But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no...
I see.
Probably treetops, yeah.
Here!
I was thinking there's a floor below us.
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the... If that's the case, then that means it...
Yeah, it's...
Then... This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor.
That's right. In summary, the first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
So one of the buildings is just on top of the other, and the elevator... What? Can't just go up and down.
It's not. Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me. If you guys are truly symbols, it might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, despite the fact that you don't have a real talent.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
Strawberry House is on top of Grape House.
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes.
Top floor. so...
But the Monokuma archive should...
What does it mean?
Okay, logic dive. Okay, good. I was afraid it'd be a Hangman's Gambit.
Alright, test out your newfound turning and jumping speed. Good.
First. They do both exist, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. To a question like that, I mean, I start questioning a lot. Same building.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that was pretty
It's all
obvious
coming together!
from the fact that he was able to figure this out just by looking out one window.
I got it. I know the secret.
Then let me hear it.
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, so where did... There is only one possibility. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the...
Same building?
Then the two houses aren't two different... They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture...
Above.
I see! On top of Grape House. Because of that, the photo taken from the... Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the...
Oh, snap. I never...
But what about the shape of the...
Strawberry House is 4-sided.
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was a quadrilateral and a hexagon overlaid atop. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you?
Then it's true?
That's right! Those two...
Constructing a building like that on your own without...
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building.
The floor
Just
just
like
moves up
Strawberry
and
House
down.
was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building...
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? Alrighty then. I'll be the one who's...
Oh,
Oh, definitely make her watch... I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
No.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
you're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dumb.
No, that's wrong! Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Huh? Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that... Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are...
It's alright. Kazuichi, if he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall.
I mean, if he was, he probably would have
It'd
been.
be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed.
I see.
I'm even...
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the...
The reason Nekomaru's body was in...
Maybe it was simply...
The body moved to a...
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
Dear God, you have to
it's a
think.
ladder, right?
Jackal! It's a jackal! Jackal!
They're really making us do a Hangman's Gambit for this? Alright, where's the E's?
I got it! You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru...
Where the hell is this elevator any?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is... Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I press...
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. Then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the and a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from...
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Unless the doors are not on
Plus,
the inside.
after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around. But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
There is a little bit of interest stuff, considering that, like, when you go into a room and turn around, the doors are completely gone. Like, they folded into the walls or something.
Yeah.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange...
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
And also, my whole thing of have person in tower, send person, you know, to other entrance of tower to knock on door to see if it is same place, would have shown that that's, like, it's not the door. Which is a thing that I thought of when they first went into the tower in the first place.
Oh.
Would have started hearing the knocking or the banging on the door be either way above or way below them. Boom! Completely blown out of the water. Also the pillars. They're all on the floor.
Yep.
I see!
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And
And?
why did the picture on the far back door change? The reason is because that
Only the floor moves.
I see!
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a and on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show. Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen.
By the way, what is the chain on the far back door?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right? The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually... The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strong.
Hold on. You're progressing much. What a pain.
Gundam, please.
You said earlier that Strawberry House. If so, how does the... If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality?
No, the elevator wraps around the
Inside
building.
Grape House. And inside Strawberry. Which means the house... Answer me, fiend!
What does this mean?
Yeah, we just went over this. Sodas.
Yeah, I could go for some sodas.
If the two houses are connected vertically...
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
Both.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, that was easy.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Oh, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side.
Hey, that's exactly what you
Which
just
means
said.
the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived it appeared on our left side when...
An elevator that rotates while it moves.
Well, a fun... And since the building doesn't really need to be struck...
That's not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon...
What is the octagon? I have...
Oh my... As long as you know what an octagon means...
8 sides.
8.
I see!
If I recall, an octagon is a...
I didn't expect you to know that. I guess I should continue listening.
Wait. It's on the other side, right?
Crap!
I mean, Grape House is 6-sided. It's the opposite side of the pink.
Here!
So, oh, no. Apparently it is Grape House.
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Yes.
Why is that place the octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place...
Then the ultimate weapon was...
That's a little different. I learned the
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse. Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery. And then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon. So they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the...
Hiya! Okay, everyone, all together.
All together, Danganronpa.
Danganronpa. Let's just barrel right into this.
Hello. I'm trying to force myself to be more my heart, I might as well have a laid-back somewhere. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful. And just like I say each time.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really all right?
I mean, that's not what's important. The killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I will sincerely retract. I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder...
There is no such thing as murder, forcibly sacrificing others for one's own
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed... Just so you know, it's not...
Akane!
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure...
How they killed...
It might be better if we clarify the cause of...
Falling or crushed by the elevator?
Crushed by the elevator.
Or falling. No. No, 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 no.
Crap!
He fell.
Okay.
He was... Oh! I think I get it. They brought him in. They... shoot, what? Why can't I stop this? Okay. They brought him in through Strawberry House, tied him to the handle of the Grape House door, and then went over to, Strawberry... No, yeah. Went into Strawberry House, tied him to the Grape House, the fake Grape House door, went over to Grape House, called the elevator, so it'd be down low, did whatever other stuff. Then when he wakes up at 7:30 a.m. due to the alarm, he falls, what, 3 stories?
Mm.
I see!
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah,
That's it.
Then...
I think
died from...
if the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
There should be a term for that, right?
Are you saying they pushed him off?
Gravity?
Where'd they push him off from?
That, I don't know yet.
Don't just... Where in that building would you even be...
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on...
But my...
I think you're probably right, which makes it correct that we have to...
Good night button.
Broken doorknob.
Or the alarm.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on! Did you forget the elevator has a sensor?
Oh, you're right.
As long as there's a moving object inside,
Yeah.
the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Yeah.
It sucks that we
Good
have
night
multiple truth bullets that...
When the
like
elevator is on the
relevant.
1st floor, you can't go through the door on the
But
4th
then-
floor.
Which one is...
It'd
So
be
you basically
impossible
have
to shove off the
to go
victim from up
through an
there.
entire time.
How about
After locking
See where it is
Nekomaru
and
inside
go
the
through
elevator,
again.
they moved the elevator from the floor and made use of the drop.
See, and the
Hold
thing is,
on,
like,
did you forget the
in
elevator has a...
right,
As
when you
long
do
as there's
that,
a moving object inside.
No,
at the
that's
very
wrong.
least,
I couldn't
they
hear you.
force you to listen to it before you start taking control. Where
That
this one
sensor should only work if something
already
is
in
moving.
control and being timed.
Yeah. Well, no, in Danganronpa 1, you were thrust into it and had to, like, move bullets, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
In
that's why I
this
said
one,
in Phoenix
you get
Wright.
to select... Yeah, I couldn't
If
hear you over
Nekomaru
the
wasn't
game.
moving inside,
I
the
could've
elevator
just-
sensor wouldn't have
I
detected
could've paused
anything.
the game. It was fair.
Could it be?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator
I see.
However, even if they moved the elevator, there would have been no drop.
That's what I was about to explain.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Broken doorknob.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
What?
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop...
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
Okay, clearly we...
If you arrange it a certain
The
way,
wire.
you can
wire
cause
with
the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I agree
Okay.
with that. Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well, huh?
You better not finish that sentence.
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
And the sound would have been him falling.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why?
If Nekomaru is suspended in midair because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
The alarm.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
I can't back down! it doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Crap!
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Oh,
Allow me to cut through those words! What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
So he fell down on top of the
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected.
Was that unexpected?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
I see. So that...
Do you finally understand?
Yeah. I'm just a pest. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia?
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why...
This guy.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru... That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor.
I see! When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m., and if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. 'Cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Except no.
Now that you mention it, there was no way I could be late for Monokuma Taichi, so I left for Grape Tower before...
And if we found Nekomaru's body there...
It appears yet another... How were you able to discover Nekomaru...
That's what I...